Hello everybody, welcome back. So this will be the quick, like a more focus on the painting part as a building part. So basically, there you go. The screw I was in, dipping in a CAB, drilling part, lids are in, and then we applying with epoxy, and this is using a black dye. This reason for using a black dye basically it is to make a nice background already and seal the wood. So after that's done, I'm gonna spray more black over it just to make sure we're covering all the parts where the wood is sticking out. As you can see, one on the back of it and front of it have a slightly wood sticking out, so make sure that's all covered nicely with the black and you can't see any wood basically. Now I'm gonna spray the belly with the white, and I'm gonna do with the back part as well. Afterwards I sprayed belly with orange. Just white one is just to make sure the two orange sticking more out, more brighter basically. There we go, and then we're gonna use this mesh type stencil which I made myself. Took me, about 20 minutes to make this stencil. The stencil is inspired by Strike Pro Wolf Tales, I believe. Yeah, back in early 2000s when they come out, they have this painting part, and I quite really like it. Not a lot of lures doing them in nowadays. Anyway, so yeah, sticking on the stencil and make sure it's all sealed properly, which didn't happen in this case. I made a small error. Then I started spraying. So the belly part I sprayed with olive yellow, just going from the one side another side, and I went to the up to lateral flow line in the middle. This spraying part was actually alright. Then I use this bright green and just make sure that is all over covered. I think this is the one which runs slightly under the stencil. Then I use a really bright green, and that was from the top part basically going downwards. There we go, that's how it's covered. Let's remove the stencil and have a look how it looks. And you can see I had a small error on top part where as I said, the yellow one's just slightly run under the stencil, but at that moment I just look on it and think, okay, I will keep it, because the lure I make it for myself, so I didn't worry about it. I can go and wash it down and start it again, but I think, oh, it's fine. So the next part is making a gill plate. So background gonna be with black again, and just starting from the top of the stencil towards top head part. How you could describe it else? Yeah, all I can say, just spray it black thoroughly, and then I adding these small stencil parts, again from the mid size towards head. This process could be really tricky. You just need to take your time and make sure it's sticking nicely and you're covering well your lure. And obviously you're gonna do that process, both sides, So when you do that, take your time and make sure it's lining up quite well. Nothing can be worse than you done a job and doesn't line up. I don't like them. I would clean all the lure off and would start from the scratch again. There you go. And I'm gonna use the same green one, bright green one, what I used in the beginning, and spraying from the stencil towards head thoroughly. There we go, and then we are peeling off one by one. And you can see the nice line it's making. So then again, starting from the stencil and spraying towards away from it basically. But this one I will take a time, very slowly. You know, you don't want to overspray too far. You want to leave this black line between there, and I think I'll do it jam there. Okay, and just take your time and make sure, you know, just leave a slightly small black line there, so it looks quite well. There we go. Remove the small belly piece. I don't know how else to describe. No, small line in a on the horse belly. So, and again the same process, just slightly spray and leave a black line, and there we go. We remove the stencil, and I actually was quite happy with this result. I think it's made it look quite nice. So that's both sides done now. I'm quite happy with that standard. So then I'm gonna use this darkish green, and we'll spray the top of the lure. And I'm spraying from the bottom towards top. And again, take your time and just make sure everything is equally settling in on both sides. That's nice, and it makes difference. Makes just looking so much nicer, and it equals all out. Okay, basically quickly on the fins now. Just gonna use again the same yellow one. Since it's opal yellow, yeah. And again my favorite pink one. I think I've been using quite a lot on the fins lately, that one. And just end the fins, just a slight corner. I think using so the two colors on the fins always make it look better, you know. On the yellow, I think blue one or black one as well makes such a nice difference. And then this olive green, just to make lines. I always make the top one darker, and then I sort of it's fading out towards bottom, and then the bottom once again getting a bit sharper, so the middle is like a more open. You can see the yellow stands out. Don't know why I do that, but that's what I do. The same process in the opposite side. There we go. That's it. Remove stencil. And I'm quite happy with this result, you know, so I think it's come up quite well. This side is much better because there was no underruns in the stencil, but that side, but you can see small lines. But anyway, so eyes are on, straight blue on, and I use this 2-coat epoxy, and as you can see I made 2 of them. One is with a sort of bright pink purple type of belly, and this is the one which you just saw me painting. And it's gonna have 2 layers of epoxy, just to make sure it's all sealed up and lasts for long. So this is the second layer going up. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you want to see more of this lure making videos or painting videos, just let me know. This was my second one. Okay, thanks. It's done, so let's see how it's gonna work. Hope it does work. Yeah. will be good enough.